Hello, my loves. Hello. I hope everybody is well. We're just going to give it a few minutes and allow for some beautiful souls to pop on and get notified that we are live. I have a beautiful energy update for you. I don't know about beautiful, but it's an update. There is some big things happening this month, and I want to share them with you. So as you come on, say hi. Let me know where you're watching from, and let me know, hey, let me know where you're watching from and how this resonates with you, how you are experiencing this already. And please know that even though this is marked, Alberta, hi, that's so cool. Oh, I know who you are. It took me a minute. That's so funny. Even though if you find this later on, say a month or two from now, please know that time is fluid. And if you were drawn to this energy update, then there's something there for you. So don't turn away from it. But I really want to dive into what's coming up for October. So we're just going to go ahead and get started because I've already been feeling it. I don't know about any of you, but I can tell you that yesterday, as some of you may know, that Pluto's getting ready to go direct. I believe it goes direct Friday. Pluto is our transformation. It's what we're here to transform within us. So if you look at your Pluto in your chart, you can see the energies of what you're here in this lifetime to transform. And so the month of September was already super transformational, right? There was a lot coming up. There was a lot asking to be seen. There was a lot of us being triggered, feeling tested, if you will. And I was hoping for a little bit of relief as we moved into October, but no such luck there. So as I tuned in a little bit yesterday and a lot this morning to the collective and what's coming up for October, it was even more transformation. It's going to feel like it's getting real, folks. And it's funny because they bring me back to June and July when I was talking about the galactic new year and the shift into the divine feminine energy, and how I was stating that around November, sometime in November, maybe even closer to December, that people were going to start settling into these divine feminine energies, that they were going to be starting to get acclimated to this because we as a collective in this lifetime have not experienced the divine feminine as the overarching energy, if you will. And that's what's happened this year with this shift. And so as we begin to settle into it and moving into 2020, which is the year of clear sight and clear vision, we have to make space. We have to clear the density. We are having our vibration raised to a level that I can tell you that I've already experienced that is insane. There's so much joy and so much bliss and so much peace and freedom in this energy. And this energy can purify what's running through your body. But in order to get to that space, there's a lot that has to come up. There's a lot that we are still holding on to collectively. There's still a lot that we are repressing. And it's because as humans, we don't like to change. We drag our feet. We are resistant. We are stubborn. And we have to try all the wrong ways sometimes before we will allow ourselves to venture down the right path that we knew all along, right? So through the month of October, there's going to be some massive emotional and mental upheaval. And the reason why I'm telling you this is because I want to prepare you and give you things that you can do that will help you through, because that's what we're really needing to know. But I also want you to know what you can expect and what might show up for you. I know yesterday I was doing great. I was fine in the morning. And then all of a sudden I felt like I was standing and a Mack truck came by and just smacked me down. I was down on the ground. I spent a couple of hours just crying and sleeping and allowing myself to feel the ick that was rising up within me. And once I moved through that energy, right, by allowing myself to feel it, by allowing myself to just be with it, I asked, what is it that I am releasing here? What is it that I need, what I need to see? And it was to stop doubting, to release the doubt completely, to completely surrender the doubt and trust what's coming up within me. I mean, trust completely. And this is for me personally, but I share this with you because yesterday was a hard day. And I know that there's others that are going to be experiencing this or who have experienced this. In October, we have 10 galactic portal dates. And there's from October 26th to November 4th is a string of them, one after another. And this is going to be activating some huge energies for us. So that's why up until that point, we're kind of being pushed, if you will, to release. And so there's going to be a lot of triggering happening. The overall energy is rebirthing, massive change, right? This is the huge transformation. This is the death leading to the rebirth. It's huge. There is so much intense energy. But what it's leading us to is, again, as I said in November, is that union within yourself, that return, that remembrance that everything that you need is within you, that the guidance that you're seeking is within you. Okay. That is the goal of this energy. So there is purpose behind this pain. So you can find yourself experiencing this month energies or feeling once again, because a lot of times, and what I'm hearing right now is a lot of people are going to be saying, I thought I healed this. Why am I dealing with this again? And it's because it's coming up at a deeper level. And it's also giving you an opportunity to put your tools into use, to put your tools into practice. So you may be feeling things like lack, doubt. You may be feeling that you feel lost again on your journey, unsupported, betrayal, abandonment, survival issues. All of these energies are going to come up at some level. There's going to be a lot coming up around your desires, your dreams, and relationships. I mean, right now we are in Libra season, right? Which is really a lot about relationships. And so we are being asked to look into the mirror of our relationships and what they are showing us, right? So yesterday, all this Pluto energy for me was triggered by my daughter, and my daughter is 22. And my daughter is a really big mirror for me, but it was also a show for me to have boundaries. And when we feel disrespected, it's a call to have better boundaries. When we feel unsupported, it's a call for us to go within, and it's a call for us to find that support that is around us. Because what happens is a lot of times we focus on what we're not receiving, what we do not have, what we do not have yet. We focus on all the things that are going wrong, and we forget to focus on what is right in our life, to look back and see how far we've come, to find all the things that we need to appreciate in our life that show us that we are supported, that we are loved, that we are not in lack, right? But we are so often just drawn to focus on the things that aren't working and the things that aren't serving. So they gave me a whole bunch of stuff that we're going to go over in just a few minutes that will kind of give you a little bit of solace and help. Yes, trust is hard. It's so hard. I promise. I know. I feel your pain. It is so hard to trust. And you know what's funny is I've been doing a lot of thinking and looking back on my journey because I'm writing my book. And that requires me to go from years back and kind of tap into that energy. And what I noticed when I came into awareness with my awakening, before I realized I was in an awakening, before I even woke up, I trusted. I was confident. I believed in it. I knew who I was. I thought I knew who I was. I believed in myself. I was strong. But in reality, it was all built upon falsities, right? It was built upon a house of lies and beliefs that weren't truly mine. And so when those beliefs, when that foundation began to crack and fall away, all of a sudden there's no floor underneath us. And we begin to distrust everything. We distrust our own thoughts, our own emotions, our own guidance. We ask for validation. It gets crazy. Instead of just doing the things that we actually want to do or desire to do, we have to ask somebody, is this right for me? Is this an alignment for me? And I think to myself, that's insane. That's so crazy how we go in this journey from like totally trusting ourselves to waking up to the awareness that there's more than this human experience and going right back to doubt. But it's what we do, right? It's what happens. And you're not alone, but it is a path of remembrance and trusting. And that's what this month is all about. It's about finding that truth within you. There's going to be a lot of energy this month of wanting to be isolated, wanting to be alone, maybe even feeling alone. It's a call to go within. And when I say go within, what that means is it means stop seeking outside of yourself. Stop asking for validation. Stop getting all the card readings. Stop doing all the things that you think you need, because those answers are within you. It's a call for you to sit with your emotions that are rising up, right? The things that are being triggered, to sit with our emotions and to ask them what it's showing you. So my emotions were showing me yesterday that I did not feel supported, that I felt disrespected, that my boundaries were being violated. And that had been a common theme in my life for a very long time. And it showed me that I still had a little bit of work to do in certain relationships. And that's okay, because we're not perfect and we're not here to be, right? We're totally not here to be. So it's important for us to sit with those emotions, because emotions are energy in motion. They are leading us somewhere to see something about our journey. It's something that will liberate us, right? So when you feel the energies of lack, when you feel the energies of unworthiness and all of those things, allow yourself to feel it. Discuss your feelings. Don't hold back. In relationships, one of the things that I'm teaching in my soul flow experience that's currently running right now is helping them to see, when you're talking to somebody, when you're fully present with them, watching how your body responds. Are you tense? Do you feel excited? Do you feel warm and welcome? Or do you feel judgy and shut down and tense and icky? Do you feel your mood shifting, right? Noticing who triggers you, noticing what activities you do that drain you or what people that drain you. This month is about finding those things, seeing the pattern, the pathway, and shifting it, choosing a new way instead, right? Shifting course, no matter how uncomfortable it is. We are being pushed to liberate ourselves from the pain that we create, because we do. Suffering. Tony Robbins said once, and there's not much I follow with Tony Robbins, but this quote came across me a couple of years ago, and he said, suffering is self-obsession. And my guides say, we are here to learn lessons. We are here to evolve our soul, right? This is why we're on this journey, but we were not here for suffering. The suffering is created when we over process our emotions and we obsess about why everything's not working. That's how we create suffering. And while sometimes it's hard to hear, I find it for myself to be true. And so I wanted to share that with you. So this month we are surrendering, and surrendering means trust. We are trusting where we are. We're trusting that we're here for a reason and for a purpose, that we are experiencing this for a reason, that we don't need to play in those energies of desperation, that we don't need to play in those energies of uncertainty, and wanting, this was a big one, wanting to hurry up and be done with this, right? Because nobody really wants to feel icky. Nobody wants to feel this energy. But we have no patience to sit still, to feel, and to allow that to be the nourishment our soul needs. Because our emotions are food for our soul. And if it's broken down and digested, right, then it's going to flow fluidly through us. But when we hurry up and eat too fast, and we don't chew it and we don't break it down, and we just are piling it in and burying it down and eating and eating and eating, it can't digest. And so what happens? It creates a block or a stomach ache or a disruption in our flow. And so our soul requires us to mindfully and lovingly chew our food the same way, or chew or break down and digest our emotions the same way that we would do our food when we're slowly, mindfully enjoying an apple or a burrito or whatever it is that you happen to be eating that day, right? Think of your emotions as food. They are nourishing to our soul, just the same as water, everything. Emotions are food. They are food for your soul. So this month, feel free to pause a lot, to meditate, to ground. This is earth energy. We are rooting deeply, right? Rooting deeply so that we can withstand and we can bend and flow with the winds of change. Because let me tell you, these winds are going to be at some points this month, like hurricanes. They're going to come in, they're going to come in quick, and they're going to stir some stuff up. And you're going to be like, WTF just happened? Seriously. That's how I was yesterday. And I know there's more to come of that. But this time, I'm going to know what's happening, right? Because I've tapped into that energy. So you want to root really deep so that you can be that tree and you can allow for those winds of change to just allow you to bend and flow and not snap or break. So when I asked what was activating within us this month, we have all these 10 galactic activations days back to back to back to back to back. If once we have released and let go and surrendered these densities that we've been carrying, we've broken down this energy, what is it that they're going to be activating within us? What is this collective crystalline energy coming through doing for us? And the answer was unity, right? It was activating those primal waters that are within us, our self-love, our self-nourishment, our self-trust, returning us to union with ourselves, right? I hear a lot of people talking right now about union with twin flames. I know nothing about twin flames, but what I do know is that it's a union with yourself, another aspect of you, right? And we are coming into union with ourselves, not with anybody else, with ourselves, with the highest aspect of us, with the remembrance of our divinity and sovereignty. And it's a beautiful thing. And this is going to be asking us to believe and trust and anchor that energy that's coming in into our physical bodies, into this temple, this vessel. So I asked for some help with what I could bring forth for you guys to really help this month. And I received an affirmation. And so if you want to write this down, it is, I trust unconditionally the source of my divine nurturance. I was not trying not to butcher that word. I trust unconditionally the source of my divine nurturance. And to hold our hands in the cup pose like this, right? Like we're holding water, all right? And to put it right at our sacral, right at our belly button when we say this affirmation, as if we are feeding our sacral, our belly. We're feeding it the beautiful primal waters and nourishing ourselves, allowing our heart, the energy from our heart, to flow down our arms and out our palms, creating a healing energy that we self-nurture with. And I really, really loved that because like I said, we are nourishing ourselves when we take the time to look at our raw, real emotions, not the reaction, not how our ego wants to respond, but to feel in our bodies the emotions that are coming up to be seen and be felt, and allowing them to break down. Yesterday on my business page, I posted how sometimes we have to have those emotional breakdowns and those mental breakdowns because the energy that's rising is so big that we need to have those 3 or 4 hours and have that meltdown to break up that energy and make it more digestible for ourselves. And so when you have those emotional and mental breakdowns, please be kind to yourself. Know that you will get through this. There is no shortcut. There is nothing, there is no meditation. There is nothing that is going to make it go faster, make it be easier. There's no band-aid. The way through is to sit and feel. And what this will actually do for you is it will give you energy. When you are obsessing and over processing your emotions and feeling all of that anxiety, the anxiety is an overwhelm is a sign that you are not trusting. It's a doubt, it's a distrust in your energy field. And when you're over processing and obsessing and dealing with the reaction instead of the real emotion, you actually begin to leak energy. And this is why oftentimes when we become depressed or anxious, we are also exhausted because we're going round and round and round, but we're not opening the box and seeing what's in it. We're just keep going around and around it. So I hope that helps you. So here's some extra things that will really help you this month. And before I get to those, if you found value in this, please give me a hell yes in the comments, and please like this video. And if you're called to share it with somebody or with your tribe or community, I would be so appreciative. And don't forget to hit the bell twice to get notified when I am live so that you never miss anything good. Because Wednesdays, I normally do free energy transmission. It's three Wednesdays a month. So this Wednesday, we're doing the energy update instead. So always be tuned in to what I got for you. So here's some crystals that will help you this month. It's bloodstone, and bloodstone is purifier, right? It purifies our blood. And joy is a purifier. Bliss is a purifier. And so when we hold the bloodstone, when we're meditating or when we're going through that emotional or mental upheaval, we're allowing that stone to help us purify the cells in our body, the blood, because our cells hold memories. Some of the things that could be coming up may not even be yours from this lifetime, right? It could be from your ancestors. It could be from a past life. And your subconscious, your body stores those memories within there, within the cells. That's why oftentimes we feel things and we're not sure why, because it's not a memory from this life. It's not a memory we created. It's a memory from another time and space living in our cells. Okay. So sometimes we just need to allow that emotion to come up and release. So again, bloodstone, garnet, ruby, say the affirmation while holding your hands in a cup position right at your belly button as if you're holding primal waters in your hand and nourishing yourself and saying, I trust unconditionally the source of my divine nurturance as you nurture yourself and love yourself. Isn't this amazing? Yes, hell yes. I love it. Okay. It's going to be a big month. Oh, they're saying moon energy. Let's not forget the moon energy. Just more signs of transformation. The full moon is in Aries on October 13th. It is emotional upheaval. People feeling like they're in crisis. Their teeth hold a ton of fears. We hold pressure, stress, and tension in our jaw. And when we are expanding and making space or needing to notice some thoughts that are taking place, we can have headaches or have just pressure and pain in our head. So key physical symptoms to look out for when you experience those: grab your bloodstone, grab some selenite, sit down, breathe, allow those emotions to surface, journal them, whatever you need to do, but be with them, be real with yourself. October 27th is a new moon in Scorpio. Another Scorpio is a water sign. We're going to be focusing on that energy is going to be on the rebirthing. So October 27th, we are beginning that rebirthing or birthing phase of our new self. So there's going to be a lot of focus on the womb, on our genital areas, down in our sacral energy, right? So we want to really tap into what's birthing from us. What do we actually want in our lives? We keep talking about this, right? So why don't you indulge yourself in your actual desires and stop asking for what is right, right? There is no right or wrong. Possibility, opportunity. What do you desire? What lights you up? What gives you joy? Allow that to birth from your soul. And we have a wave spell on October 12th. And then again on the 25th. So these wave spells are when we have a lot of crystalline energy coming through, when we have solar flares or solar winds that will activate the Schumann resonance. So it can feel a lot. This month is going to be a lot. And so I want you to know that I'm here for you, that you definitely are supported, to look in the mirror of your relationships, to be kind and loving to yourself. And if you are looking for a space for grace, I have a big announcement. I have just opened up a Patreon community, and it is called A Space for Grace. And it's going to be the place where you can come in and you can tell me or the community what's happening with you, what you are feeling in your body, what your emotionally and mentally is coming up for you, to receive clarity, or for me to prompt you on ways for self-healing, to provide healing transmissions. And my favorite thing, I've been so excited for this, to have a monthly community call where everybody can get on a Zoom and we will spend as long as we need to, right? So anywhere from 1 to 4 hours, so that everybody can have their chance to have their space, to say what's happening, to ask for clarity, for guidance, to hear that they are not alone on this journey. And one teaching, either channel teaching or training, all of that is only going to be $33 a month. And I'm so excited for it. So if that interests you, there'll be a link in the description below. I'm so excited to get started. I'm about to be adding some new audio transmissions to it just here in a little while. So I want you to have a space to go and say, today sucks. This is what's happening. What is going on in the cosmos? How can you guide me? How can you guide me to understand this better? I want to be that bridge, because sometimes awakening sucks. Sometimes there's some crazy stuff that happens and we feel like we're losing our minds. And you're not alone. We're all in this together. So let's do it. Let's be together. Let's join it. So if that calls to you, please feel free to check in the description box. You'll have a link where you can join. I wish you guys a month of love and patience with yourself. And know that at the end of this, when you get through, you are going to feel so light, so vibrant, so ready to shine. You're going to feel like a whole new person. And I can't wait. I cannot wait for that to happen for all of you. So thanks for joining me today, you guys. I love you, and I'll be back soon.